still reeling under that sad story of the death of Kotia MP and Eskumi. Then NPP rejects Ablekuma North rerun. Jail 2.4 million fine awaits gold smugglers. That's according to President John Dramani Mahama as he inaugurates the Gold Board Task Force. He says the best part is you get 10%.
And I don't know why boys are focusing on that.
10% in gold or cash.
Cash.
You want the cash. You don't want the gold.
Well, no. I mean, you can decide. I don't know. Maybe gold. I'm not sure.
But
how would I sell the gold? I still would have to go through a licensed person to sell it. So you just take the cash, and then you're good to go.
Yes. Then there's also the talk about MIDA to promote Grow 24. Comes to the picture of Alex Mode, who is the CEO of MIDA. So that story, of course, Kojo was breaking down yesterday and talking about how they want to feed into the broad plan of the 24-hour economic policy. The big fight, Azuma and ENP over $100 million Black Volta gold mine. That story is also on the front page of the Custodian, and by now I'm sure that many have heard about it. The fact that the president's brother and some other mining firms are clashing over this $100 million facility that's been given to ENP.
On the front page of the Daily Graphic, report illegal gold dealers for reward. President John Dramani Mahama speaking. He spoke at the inauguration of the Gold Board Task Force yesterday. Government releases 4 billion Ghana cedis to pay road contractors. This is the Minister of Roads and Highways. And he says that the big push component of roads has also been done, and they'll be rolling that out very, very soon. Trade Ministry holds national dialogue on first agribusiness policy. That's also on the front page of the Daily Graphic. And President commiserates with the U.S. government on the Texas flooding.
Okay, so here we go. I was talking about the 10%. The Daily Guide newspaper is talking about it as well. 10% seized gold or cash for informants. I just hope it would not be the same case as those who report to the police, because sometimes you give the lead, you give the tip, and when the money comes, they give you a number of forms to fill out. I just hope this one will be a simplified process. CJ suspension. Looks like the embattled Chief Justice is going to now the ECOWAS court. So details of that story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide. You can check out details on why she believes her human rights is being violated. NPP is going to court over the Ablekuma North rerun. Comes with a picture of Justin Kodia Frimpong, who's the General Secretary of the NPP. He's been speaking to Evans Mensah, also appearing to back Johnson Asidu Nketia on the call that the EC commissioners must go. Interesting times. Baumia, Parliament mourn later Kwetia MP, and the fight is on again here on the Daily Guide. ENP Azuma Gold Resources, the inside story. So the Daily Guide has a bit more details on that as well.
The Ghanaian Times, road construction bounces back 4 billion Ghana cedis ready for contractors. This is the Minister of the Sector. Suspended CJ goes to ECOWAS court, and President announces 10% reward for whistleblowers.
The Publisher, gold and cash rewards for sellouts. Gold Board Task Force hits road, wearing some body cameras as well. Akwetia MP is still being mourned here on the front page of The Publisher. And suspended CJ files new case at the ECOWAS court.
And the Ghanaian Publisher, Forex stability, Mahama Lord's Gold Board's impact. And on Forex, there's a story on my journal line we'll bring to you later, which says the IMF is advising the government not to play too much in the Forex space, right? We'll give you that story. Nanado Baumia, NPP mourn Akwetia MP, and Apenyo Markin Ayariga clash over dispatch box in Parliament. The NPP drags EC to court over Ablekuma North rerun.
Okay, inside ENP, Azuma feed over $100 to $300 million gold mine. That's according to the news center. They are also talking about that story. Then the 10% tip-off reward comes with a picture of Sami Jemfi, the finance minister, and the lands minister, as well as the president. 16 dead, 110 injured, 3,595 fires in just the 6 months. That's according to the Ghana National Fire Service. So the news center is talking about that. And GMP denies fraud, seeks arbitration and transparency. Some have developments in the petroleum sector as well on the front page of the news center.
Okay, which means we can get into the online news review.
Okay, so let's go to My Joy Online. We won't be distracted by noise. Azuma Resources blast EMP in escalating gold mine issue. $100 million deal is business, not politics. This is engineers and planners. Azuma Resources says that EMP's $250 million funding promise was just talk. If you go to the Central Tongue area, please exhume multiple human remains in Central Tongue Shrine. And NPP drags EC to court for contempt in Ablekuma North dispute. Suspended CJ sues Ghana at ECOWAS court over alleged human rights abuse. And there's this interesting story which has attracted a lot of comments online. Former British PM Rishi Sunak takes job at Goldman Sachs. It's a story on the front page of My Joy Online, and people are asking, where do Ghanaian politicians retire to? When they retire, where do they go? That's an interesting thing there. And other people are also asking, he is a politically exposed person. Why would Goldman Sachs agree to work with him at that high level? So those are some of the stories on My Joy Online. There was this story also about IMF urging us to be careful in the Forex space. That's also one of the stories that has been making the rounds online. Let me take you to citynewsroom.com. And they also have a lot of stories. This story here says that high gold prices to boost Ghana's exports, ease inflation. This is according to Fitch. On the gold deal, Bobby Banson says Iberia Capital not party to Blackwater gold deal. Bobby Banson is a lawyer for one of the parties in this particular issue. Ablekuma North rerun, NDC confident of victory, slams NPP candidate. And Kaswa Winneba Highway robbery suspect jailed 25 years. Gold government scraps 1D1F, shifts focus to agro-processing parks under 24-hour economy. And Health Ministry pledges catheterization lab for Konfanochi Teaching Hospital following the doctor's death. So those are some stories on City Newsroom. And if you go to the BNFT front page, tourism breaks record. We brought you this story yesterday. And Cocoa Board introduces balanced scorecard approach to transform the cocoa sector performance. So those are some stories. And energy, cocoa sectors require urgent, decisive actions. This is according to the IMF. Winston.
Great, which means we can get into the details of the papers. Let's do that. Let's start with you.
And obviously, there's this talk about the 10%, which will obviously accrue to you if you are an informant to the Gold Board in terms of the task force that they've actually set up. Because now we know that President John Dramani Mahama has announced a bold initiative scheme that will see whistleblowers receive 10% of all illegally acquired gold or its cash equivalent recovered through their credible informations. Now, this major announcement was made during the official launch of the Ghana Gold Board Task Force in Accra, a move President described as a decisive step towards reclaiming Ghana's mineral wealth from the grip of illegal operators and smugglers. Quote, whistleblowers channels are in place with informants eligible to receive up to 10% of the seized gold or its cash value. So that's an instructive one.
Up to.
Yes.
Up to.
Yes, up to. But it's still.
That's the clarification.
We're expecting 10%.
No, it's up to. Up to 10%. It means that it depends on the value. I mean,
no. It says. Let me just quote that.
Okay.
Whistleblowers channels are in place with informants eligible to receive 10%.
Okay, that's
not up to.
Because
to receive 10%.
Yeah, that's good.
Of the seized gold or its cash
yes,
value.
that's more like it.
So you have an option either to go in for the cash or the gold?
And on the gold board, the Forex stability, the president has lauded the Ghana Gold Board for achieving $5 billion in gold exports within the first 5 months of its establishment, attributing the impressive milestone to ongoing reforms in the small-scale sector. He described the feat as a historic moment in Ghana's gold trade, pointing to the country's renewed capacity to retain the value from its natural resources. Now, on Forex, reduce interventions in the Forex market. This is IMF to the Bank of Ghana. This story is on my Joy Online. The story says the IMF Executive Board on July 7 concluded its fourth review of Ghana's ongoing 18th IMF program, which began in May 2023. Completion of the review unlocks a new disbursement of $367 million, bringing the total support under the program to $2.3 billion. Now, this is a positive development for the Ghanaian cedi. Now, however, the IMF is urging the Bank of Ghana to reduce its interventions in the foreign exchange market. In its post-review statement, IMF's Deputy Managing Director, BoG, urged the central bank to reduce its footprint in the foreign exchange market and to allow for greater exchange rate flexibility. Now, on that, Dr. Johnson Isiama, the governor of the Bank of Ghana, has reaffirmed the central bank's commitment to protecting the value of the cedi and strengthening public trust in the national currency. He was speaking at the internal launch of the cedi's 60th anniversary celebration of the Bank of at the Bank Square, and he noted that the bank has over the years implemented key reforms to preserve monetary stability. And so that's something for you on the cedi.
No, but you see, there's a quote here. It says the bank has strengthened our inflation targeting framework, enhanced regulatory oversight, and embraced innovation across payment systems. We must ensure that future generations inherit not just a stable currency, but a stronger, more respected economy, he stated. We've always talked about the fact that our monetary policies inflation targeted, isn't it? Now, the Bank of Ghana in charge of monetary, and then the Ministry of Finance will do the fiscal. Now, when we want to target inflation, as a people that have in the past said that inflation was imported inflation, and it was because of a depreciating Ghana cedi, what can we do? Why, if we have dollars, I'm just asking, because we'll get back to this issue later.
Yeah.
If we have dollars and all the things we have done in the past, even the gold for oil, were all aimed at reducing the impact of the depreciating Ghana cedi on the Ghanaian economy. So if today gold prices are going up, and last year our total gold sales was about $10 billion. This year, that's total gold sales. This year, in just 5 months, we have $5 billion. And we've not added exports from even the large-scale mining firms. It means that we're doing well. Now, why do we go into agreements, for instance, with large mining companies to bring bring a percentage of their earnings into the Ghanaian economy?
Yeah.
Because we need the dollars. Now, if we sell and it comes into the economy, and the Bank of Ghana decides that, okay, I've got the dollars, I put it in the economy to make sure that it's able to reduce inflation and all of that to stabilize the Ghana cedi. Look, I'm a consumer. I'm a consumer. I look out for things that would
That are in your interest.
that are in my interest.
That makes life better
That's it.
and business grow.
That's
And
it.
the economy stable.
I think.
I mean,
yeah.
yes, I know that. I mean, I know there've been concerns about, from the finance minister's point of view, that you've not been spending. So if you spend and people have more money, maybe their demands may be higher, and if they are not able to meet their demands, this may go up. But as for the Bank of Ghana getting, if they have the dollars and they want to pump it into the economy to make sure that the cedi is strong, my brother, I am all for it.
Well, I guess that's why the president is also advocating for more Ghanaian ownership when it comes to the mining sector. In fact, there's one happening, but it's bringing up a lot of controversy. That's the EMP Black Volta gold mine. The custodian and the Daily Guide appear to be talking about that. They are talking about the fact that intriguing details are emerging about the raging controversy between Azuma Resources Ghana Limited and also Engineers and Planners Limited, that's CMP, over the ownership of a 100 million Black Volta gold mine located in Wa in the Upper West region. Now, Azuma Resources has declared that it was not party to any Black Volta gold project by ENP, insisting that it is still the whole owner of this mine. Azuma Resources Ghana Limited wishes to formally distance itself from a document currently circulating in the media purported to be an invitation to a facility agreement signing ceremony, EMP acquisition of the Black Volta Gold Project, quote and unquote. So that's the claim of this company, Azuma Resources. But EMP has also been denying the allegations. They've been addressing that in the Daily Guide because they say the allegations are false, and they continue to list a number of reasons why they believe that they still are deserving of this facility.
So, which company was given a prospecting license to go to that area to prospect for gold? Which company has been given a license to mine and develop a mine in that area? All right, that's the question number one. Which company does the state have a formal relationship with respect to that particular concession? Maybe when we answer that, we will know the primary parties, and then also know what the secondary parties and the future of the mine is.
Kojo, we have answers to these questions, and we'll answer them in the course of the show. But for now, let's get into other stories. We'll answer them. We have answers to these questions, and we'll answer them.
There's a big story for me. Scholarships Authority Bill goes before Parliament, targets eliminating cronyism and nepotism. This story is on my joint line. Minister for Education Haruna Idrisu has laid before Parliament the Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill, a legislative proposal aimed at transforming the country's scholarship system and eliminating what he described as widespread cronyism and nepotism in the current regime. Presenting the bill to the House, Mr. Idrisu conceded that the existing structure for awarding government scholarships lacks fairness and transparency, often favoring individuals based on connections rather than merit or need. So the new Scholarship Authority Bill has been laid in Parliament. We are following that up to see how that is going to change the way we award scholarships. And what is the ministry doing about those stranded abroad? We need a statement on that. We need direction on that.
Exactly.